Okay, part 2 of setting up the shout out. We're going to be creating the caption inside of this video. And as you remember from the last one, if you skipped ahead and you're now landing on this, definitely go back and watch that before you watch this, because this is stage 2 along the process. Remember, we talked about the picture, then it's the caption, then it's your site. Okay, so moving along, we have to build off of it. I'm actually going to go through and give you an example. We're going to create the copy of the ad for the caption on Instagram for the same exact product that we just created in the post for the last video. Okay, so a couple things to think about before we jump into this and start making one. Follow the sizing. And what this means is on Instagram, when you see a really long description or a caption in someone's post, it actually shortens it a lot to only a few sentences that you can see, and you have to click more. So your goal is to not have that more tab, because some people are going to be interested, they're going to get hooked by your post, but they're not quite interested enough to the point where they would, go out of the way and click more. People are very, very lazy, but they could read it if it's still there. So that's why I'm big on not having it be a really long sentence, or excuse me, a long paragraph with a lot of different bullet points. You're gonna see exactly how we structure it. Now, out of that structure, you're gonna wanna lead off with the hook. Oh, but Hayden, we already hooked them in the picture. You're right, but you need to hook them enough to the point where now they're gonna read all the description. And we're gonna do the same exact thing over on your website with the description of the post, or excuse me, of the product on your site. So you have to hook them at every point of the process in each stage so that they finish that stage, if that makes sense. So we're going to lead with the hook, something along the lines of, let's just say it was a cat product. We'd say, do you love cats? That's a yes question. So think about the hook as it could be a yes question, or something where you know they're going to answer in a positive way. You don't want people to say no. When you're trying to get someone to buy, it's always yes, yes, of course, yes, positive, right? Uplifting, whereas no is no, it's down, it's negative. So if you're leading with a question, it should always be a yes question. After that, the main body of this, I don't want to say paragraph because it's going to be like 4 to 5 sentences, kind of almost bullet point style that you'll see here in a second. It's a little bit more info. So you're going to give them some more info on the product, maybe a little bit about what it is. Save the specifics on the product, like the quality, like the material and all that, and the sizing. Save that for the description over on the website. But give them a little bit more insight, right? The picture that we created only told them free necklace today only. It's not a lot of information about exactly what's going on. So you're going to go through and give them some more information. And after that, so you've hooked them enough to the point where they read that, and then they're going to see the one last sentence, which is the clear and concise call to action, also known as a CTA, call to action. Here's the thing. Here's a mistake I see a lot of people making. They're saying, follow my page, like it, tag 3 friends, and buy the product. That's 4. That's 4 different call to actions. You want one clear, decisive thing that you want them to do. Because if you're trying to give them too many steps, guess what's going to happen? They're going to do none of them. Again, people are lazy. It overwhelms them. It overwhelms them. You have to be super clear with that. Very, very clear, saying click the link in bio to claim yours now. That's very clear. One thing, that's all they have to do. Be super, super specific with that. One sentence, usually it's going to be a very short sentence, you'll see, and we're going to use emojis. You'll see how we're structuring this. It's a little bit different every time, usually 2 emojis. I do this because if you ever heard the sentence or the phrase, a picture speaks 1,000 words. That rings true, and that's why I use emojis in my ad copy. Because again, you don't want it to be that long so that it doesn't show the more tab, right? That little button, you don't want to see that. So if you can say a lot without saying a lot by using an emoji, which is a mini picture essentially, that's going to help you out, okay? It's a visual aid that just helps with the process, and if you use the right emojis in the right place, it can actually psychologically help them buy, okay, and help relate to them. So that's why we're using 2. You'll see that here in a second. Now, one thing that's also very interesting, I want to point this out because a lot of people are going to be confused. If you don't have a huge Instagram page yet, right? You haven't built a lot of social proof, maybe it's not massive, maybe whatever, you don't have a lot of posts. That's fine. You do not, under any circumstance at all, have to tag your Instagram page. Now think about this for a second. You're running a shout out on an influencer page. The thing that most people don't realize is you almost want to make it seem like it's coming from that influencer, not you, because they don't know who you are. You're running a shout out on a page where that audience obviously follows that page. That's how they're seeing the post, and there's a relationship built there. They're following them for a reason. So there's relationship and trust already built. That's pre-built, and you can tap into that if you use keywords in the ad copy like we just launched our new necklace. You know, click the link in our bio. Those little keywords, we, our, my, that kind of relate and signal that it's coming from that page. So if you don't tag your page, you know, they don't know who you are. So if you're coming in there like, oh, you know, follow us, they don't know who you are. They don't really care. You're invading their privacy at that point, but they already trust the page you're running the shout out on. So it makes sense to just not tag yours. You could test both to kind of see what you want to do. That's up to you. One thing, I think this is not going to be a very big deal for a lot of you, but I still see some people do it. They try and use a list of hashtags in, oh, I really hope you don't try and do it in the actual description of the post, in the caption. Don't do that, and also don't send it to them to put in the comments. It's not really that effective. Let it run its regular course as a regular page post on their page. That's gonna just, you know, you could split test it if you want. For me, 99.99% of the time, that's what I do. It works the best. I don't feel a need to give them hashtags. On top of that, this is something nobody does. Actually, I'm not going to say nobody. I think I'm the only one of my friend group who does e-commerce who does this, and it's really interesting. Test the post that you just made. Everything you made, the picture, the ad copy, go post it on your Shopify store's page. People are like, wait a minute, but don't you want to post on an influencer page so you can get traffic? Why am I posting this on my page? You're right. You don't want to. You're going to delete it like 10 seconds after. But this is called the whole trust process. Once an influencer posts, it's done. It's posted. You can't really do much about it. So the reason you post it on your page, and you might post it more than once and immediately delete it, is to see if it's going to look good and follow the sizing, to make absolutely sure that it's not going to say more or be a little bit out of structure or look weird. That's really all it is. You control that variable. Just go test it on your page. Post it. It's very, very simple. That's really all you need. So I've outlined two emojis here. I just pre-placed them in advance. These are two that we're going to be using. I'm going to go through and kind of write a little bit of ad copy for you guys and show you how I structure it. We are going to be doing it for that necklace that we just did in the last video. So if you guys didn't see that, it's basically just a women's necklace. That's it. It's very simple. So that's kind of what we're going to be creating it for. I'm going to show you how to hook it, how to make the main body, as well as the conclusion, which is essentially just the call to action. That is how we're going to structure it. These two emojis are different every single time I'm doing products. You know, it depends on their gender. Like if I'm targeting male soccer players, I'm not going to use two pink hearts, right? So it kind of depends on that end of things, and that's also going to help you relate to that person more. Girls might think that's cute. You know, you say something cute and then you put some hearts next to it. Boom, you might have just hooked them really well, right? So we're going to go along the lines, and I'm just kind of freestyling this off the bat. We might loop back around and change a few things. That's all this is going to be. But I'm going to say, so it was a necklace, by the way, for those of you, if you forgot already, necklace. We're going to say, do you love stylish jewelry? Nope, we're going to change it. This is the process. I want to show you guys live. Love to rock the hottest trends? Question mark. We're actually going to move this emoji. You'll see this is different every time, and I'm going to drop down a line. So when I write this, I'm doing it in the Notes app on my phone, not on Instagram itself. That way I can make basically a bullet point list and just copy paste it and send it to the influencer via whatever method, email, Kick, DM, it doesn't really matter. So love to rock the hottest trends? Of course, we all do. That's exactly, I'm going to show you guys why I'm putting that in capitals here in a second. Why we are giving away our hottest, let's just go with braided. This would be, you would say something that relates to the product, whatever you've titled it on your website, our hottest braided necklace for free. So you're gonna do capital first letter for the name of the product. On every single word in the title, it has to be a capital first letter. And the reason I did exactly in all capitals, read through this real quick. Of course, we all do. That's exactly. It's like you're yelling. I'm yelling. I'm yelling. Exactly. That's exactly why we're doing this. You're telling them it's very firm. It's like, whoa, okay, you're taking control at that point. You need to do that right after you hook them so that you've basically pre-framed the rest of the ad copy so that you're in control. You're telling them what's going on, but it's also at the same time like you're hooking them up. You have to seem like you're almost plugging them. You know, it's like, oh, we'll give it to you for free, you know? And so we're going to do this. We're actually going to move this one Back up here, this is part of the process. Just cover shipping, ... I don't do that in capitals, I don't do it in bold, I just put it there. Just cover shipping, because you don't want to be elusive to the fact that they have to pay for shipping. That's it. If you happen to not mention it anywhere in the ad copy, in the post, or over on your description on Shopify, if they're going through the checkout process and did not expect to pay for shipping, and then you throw that on them, guess what? Your abandoned cart rate is going to go through the roof. So you need to put that in there. Just cover shipping. And then you're going to drop down a line. Again, remember, hit enter or return on your phone, wherever you're typing it. And then you're going to start leading into the call to action. So you've told them what it was. Now, you're going to say, click and we're going to put a capital first letter for all of these in this sentence. Click the link in bio to claim yours. We're going to move this right there. And you could also do an up arrow where it's a finger pointing up, kind of wherever you want for that. Click the link in bio to claim yours. Drop down a line. Hurry, inventory is low. Exclamation point. That right there. Very simple. You see, it's kind of the main structure. You hook them, boom, they're hooked. Give them a little bit of explanation while taking control and being like, all right, what's going on? And then click the link about to claim theirs. Hurry, inventory is low. That's kind of like looping back to the whole thing of, hey, you're not gonna be able to get it for very long. It's the urgency and scarcity, except we're not saying, oh, there's only, 10 left. There's only, 50 left. There's only 2 hours. So for what we did, if you guys watched the post that we did in the last video, it's today only. So inventory is low. That's more of a quantity type thing, which is scarcity. So we did urgency. So now you can change this if you want it to be congruent, which you should. So say hurry, back this up here, today only. Bing, bang, boom, today only. Now it's congruent with that. And then when they go on their website, you guys already saw the app video and setting up the site, you're gonna have Hurify installed there as a visual aid for a countdown timer to back this up. That's it. It's really that simple. It's not crazy simple, it's not complicated, but that's how you structure the Instagram caption for your shout out. Take this as a template, build off of it. You can twist it a little bit, use different emojis, see what works better for you. Just make sure that whatever you write, go test it on a page. Even if you make a completely new Instagram page, Instagram account with no followers, post it on there so that you can make 100% sure that you're not gonna mess up once you pay for a shout out and the influencer posts it. Has to be the right size, has to just follow these, couple key bullet points. You can screenshot it, write this stuff down, come back to this video. This is super important because this is where you're having people take a leap. And that leap is them leaving the platform. Watch, look what we said here. Click the link in bio to claim yours. What happens once they click the link? They are leaving Instagram, which is where they were. They're on Instagram because they wanted to be on Instagram. Their attention is there, their friends are there, that's where the funny memes are. So they're leaving the platform for you. And that's a big step. So you really have to make sure that your caption is on point if you want them to actually do that, follow through with it, and let alone buy on the back end. That's a big deal. So definitely start working on this. You can go through, make a couple different variations of your caption, see what works better, what flows best, maybe ask a friend, a parent, whatever. Just kind of see what style fits the best for you. That's how I structure it. I hope that makes sense. Combining that with a badass post that we made and a great caption, you're gonna start seeing some good results when you mix that with the right influencer. I'm gonna see you guys over in the next video.